Hello and welcome. My name is Darren Vandenbos, and I'm the product manager for hybrid workspaces here at OpenText. You've made an investment in hybrid workspaces, and I'm here today to explain why you should stay current and how to upgrade if you are not. We understand that upgrading takes valuable time and effort, and that you might be somewhat skeptical about your need to upgrade. But there are many good reasons to be on the current version, including having access to all the latest hybrid workspaces capabilities. From the beginning of 2023 through the end of 2024, we released 5 versions of hybrid workspaces. Those 5 releases include over 120 new features, either major features, minor features, or feature improvements. That means that on average, each of those releases include approximately 25 new features. That's a lot of new capabilities to be missing out on if you aren't up to date on the latest release, and way too many to cover in this presentation. So let's take a look at just a few of the major ones. In Hybrid Workspaces version 24.11, we added the ability to customize the appearance of individual workspaces. That means that for each of your workspaces, you can have different fave icons to identify the websites, different header logos, different background images, and more. We also added support for signed SAML 2.0 authentication requests between the Hybrid Workspaces portal and identity providers to make connecting more secure, and added greater flexibility when integrating with those identity providers through additional SAML 2.0 attribute mapping. Hybrid Workspaces version 24.7 was a lighter release in terms of new features, but we enhanced studio capturing by adding support for renaming of files during a capture, detection of 32-bit entries in default programs, inclusion of the public directory, as well as capturing updates to existing files that are occurring because of the system process. We also updated the Turbo VM version used by the Hybrid Workspaces server to the same version added to Studio in the previous release to ensure consistent container execution across the two components. In the 23.11 release, we added the ability to assign a global storage connection to different groups of users, enabling administrators to restrict storage access to specific users while also allowing the users to access shared files with no additional setup. To further allow you to customize your users' access to storage, we added the ability to define one or more root paths or views for a storage connection and to do it for individual workspaces. So, for example, if you've defined OneDrive as a connected storage, you can now create multiple root path mappings to OneDrive locations on a per workstation basis. One of the more requested features in the past has been the ability to restrict the number of remote sessions a user can run at one time, and 23.11 provides that ability. Being able to take advantage of the new capabilities is one advantage of being on the latest version. Having the latest defect fixes is another. We are committed to providing you with high-quality software, but completely defect-free software is not a reality, especially when you consider the varied environments in which it runs. So fixing defects in a timely manner is a must. Over the last 5 releases in 2023 and 2024, we fixed an average of 70 defects across the server, studio, and client per release. The more up-to-date you are, the less chance of running into an issue that is already fixed in a newer version. Another important reason to upgrade is to ensure that you have support for the latest Windows operating system releases and updates. The Turbo Client and Turbo VM are 2 of the Hybrid Workspaces components most affected by operating system releases and updates. The Turbo VM undergoes continuous testing to ensure compatibility as new OS builds are released and existing OS builds receive updates. Each Hybrid Workspaces release includes an updated Turbo VM. Likewise, the Turbo client is also tested to ensure compatibility. Just recently, the October 2024 cumulative update release for Windows 11 24H2 changed how the Windows loads DLLs in certain situations, requiring changes to the client in order to work correctly on machines running Windows 24H2. That fix is included in the latest Hybrid Workspaces release. Staying supported is the final reason to make sure you are upgraded to the most recent version. If you have an issue and need technical support, you need to be on a supported version. The OpenText product support lifecycle includes two maintenance periods. The first is current maintenance. Each version is under current maintenance for 1 year from the time it releases. During that time, you receive technical support from our customer care team for issues you are encountering, software updates, and development support for fixing critical issues. After current maintenance ends, the release goes into sustaining maintenance. At that point, you continue to have access to online support resources, such as knowledge base articles, and access to software updates. However, there is no technical or defect support for product releases in sustaining maintenance. Looking at the product releases for 2023 and 2024, as of early February 2025, you can see that the 2023 releases are either in sustaining maintenance or soon will be, while the two 2024 releases are in current maintenance through October 2025 and February 2026. So, to benefit from full support, you'll want to be on one of the 24.x versions. Assuming that you aren't already on the latest release, but want to be, let's look at how you would do that. The first thing you need to know is what version you are currently using. If you don't know the version, the best way to find it is to log into the server administration portal. Your product version is displayed in the lower right corner of the screen. In this case, the version is 24.11. Once you know what version you are on, the next step is to download the new release. However, the version or versions you need will depend on your current version. There are three components to upgrade: the server, studio, and client. The server needs to be upgraded one version at a time. So if you are on version 23.11 and you want to upgrade to the latest version, you first need to upgrade your server or servers if you have multiple to 24.7 and then to 24.11. While bypassing 24.7 and upgrading directly to 24.11 might work, it is not tested and therefore not supported. Studio can follow the same upgrade path as the server. Or if you are doing multiple version upgrades to your server, you can bypass Studio versions to go directly to your final version. The client upgrade process is the same as Studio. You can bypass versions as needed. Once you know what version or versions you need for upgrading, you can download them through your OpenText software license and downloads account. You'll first want to go to the Downloads tab and select the version you want to download. The file list then displays the zip that you want to download. The zip file contains the server, studio, and client setup programs you'll use to upgrade. Once you've downloaded the files you need, you're ready to perform the upgrade. You need to upgrade the server first, and you'll want to do the upgrade at a time when the system can be unavailable to end users for at least 30 minutes. The first server to upgrade is the hub server. When upgrading the hub server, you need to log into the server through an administrative user account that has read and write access to the Hybrid Workspaces database so that the database upgrades can happen. The upgrade is done by using the server setup executable. All you need to do is launch the setup and walk through the wizard. Once you upgrade the hub server, if you have other servers running portal or application server roles, you need to upgrade them as well. The recommended order is portal servers, then application servers. After you upgrade your servers, you can upgrade your clients. How you do so depends on how they were initially installed. If the client was installed for a single user, meaning that the client was installed to an individual user profile on the machine, the client will automatically check for updates when the Sandbox Manager executes during normal client usage. The only exception to this is if the no auto update flag was used during initial installation. In that case, the client won't auto update and you'll need to run the client setup on the machine to update it. If the client was installed for all users on the machine using the all users flag, automatic updates are disabled. This is the most common way for the client to be installed in organizations because it ensures that you have complete control over upgrading client versions. If the client was installed this way, you'll need to use whatever software distribution tools and processes you normally use to complete a software installation task. If you aren't already using it, we recommend that you take a look at the software distribution capabilities in OpenText XenWorks Configuration Management. The last component to upgrade is Studio. This is really more of a new install because each Studio version is installed to a version-specific directory, allowing you to keep multiple versions of Studio if needed. To install Studio, simply run the MSI setup program on the desired machines. That's it for why and how to upgrade to the latest version of Hybrid Workspaces. If you'd like additional information about Hybrid Workspaces, I encourage you to visit the product and documentation websites or check out the videos on our Hybrid Workspaces YouTube channel. Thanks for joining and have a great day.